Assalamu alaikum, and welcome back to Reflections on Fasting, the podcast where we explore the depths of Islamic teachings on fasting, its rulings, wisdom, and contemporary discussions. I'm your host, Yusuf, and today we're diving into a topic that sparks debate every year: moon sighting and the start of Ramadan. Should we follow local sightings, global sightings, or astronomical calculations? Joining us again today to help us explore this is Ibrahim and Maryam. Welcome to the both of you.
Thank you. I am happy to be here today.
Yes, and thank you for having me.
So, let's begin with the importance of moon sighting in Islam, and why does it play such a central role in determining the start of this holy month? Would one of you care to answer that for us?
Great question, Yusuf. So, Islam follows the lunar calendar, meaning our months begin and then end with the sighting of the crescent moon. The Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, emphasized this in a well-known hadith where he said, "Fast when you see the new moon, and break your fast when you see it." This hadith is the foundation of moon sighting rulings. It clearly links the start of Ramadan and Eid to physical sighting of the crescent moon rather than relying purely on calculations.
Okay, that's pretty clear, but then we get to the big question. Should we follow the local sightings or the global sightings? Maryam, can you break down these two views for us?
Of course. So, we have to recognize that this debate has existed for centuries, and the scholars have two main opinions. The first opinion is local moon sightings. This means that each region or country should rely on its own sighting of the crescent moon. Imam Shafi supports this by referencing the hadith where Ibn Abbas rejected the moon sighting from Ash-Sham and followed the sighting in Medina. This means that different locations may start fasting on different days, depending on when they see the moon. Then there is the opinion of the global moon sighting. This means that a single valid moon sighting anywhere in the world should apply to the entire Ummah. The Hanafi and Hanbali schools favor this view, arguing that Islam encourages unity and that the hadith that states, "Fast when you see it," refers to all Muslims collectively.
That is really interesting. It seems like both views have strong evidence. But in modern times, we also have astronomical calculations that can predict the new moon with precision. Can you elaborate further on where scholars stand on using these types of calculations?
Sure. So this is a more recent discussion. Some scholars believe we should use calculations to remove the confusion. For example, the Fiqh Council of North America and some contemporary scholars support using astronomical data. However, the majority of classical scholars reject calculations as the primary method because the Prophet, peace and blessing upon him, specifically instructed us to see the moon. He even said, "We are an unlettered nation. We do not write nor calculate. The month is like this and this," meaning either 29 or 30 days. This hadith suggests that the moon sighting is meant to be simple and accessible to all, rather than relying on scientific calculations.
That makes sense. But for the average Muslim, this often leads to confusion. What should someone do if different scholars or masjids in their city announce different start dates?
That's a great question, Yusuf. First, the best advice is to follow your local community and scholars. Avoid unnecessary disputes, as unity is more important than debating the moon sighting. Second, respect differing opinions. If another masjid in the local area follows a different ruling, that doesn't mean they are wrong. It's important to recognize that the scholars have valid differences. And finally, make dua for unity. The moon sighting debate is not a new thing, and our attitude towards it should be one of patience and wisdom.
That's such an important point. Ramadan is a month of unity, spirituality, and devotion, and it would be a shame to let moon sighting disputes distract us from its blessings.
Absolutely. The real focus should be on preparing our hearts for Ramadan, increasing our worship, and strengthening our connection with Allah.
Jazakumullahu khairan to the both of you for your insights on our topic today. Now, dear listeners, that brings us to the end of today's episode. Next time, we'll explore the prerequisites and conditions of fasting. Who is obligated to fast? And what essential rules of fasting according to the different schools of thought? This has been Reflections on Fasting, your source for Islamic knowledge on the beliefs and practices of Muslims here and around the world. Until next time, may your journey be filled with peace, joy, and blessing.